Okay, we're here at Alec in Atlanta, and we've got A C Cordova. And AC is an interesting case because everybody's heard what happened in Virginia, and AC is one of those that brought Virginia around to come into the right direction. Before AC's race, the Democrats had a 5-seat majority. After this last year, we now have a 2-seat Republican majority, and AC is one of those. AC actually flipped the district, and I want to just get a few comments from AC on what he feels like is going on in the new legislature under new management, and what his plans are for the future in Virginia.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Really, our plans are simple. We're just trying to get inflation down. We're trying to get gas tax taken away so we can get money in our people's pockets, conservative values back in our schools and in our communities, and just stop the liberal degeneration of our community. That's generally it. That's what we do.
Well, AC, there was a lot of question on what the leading issues were that caused Virginia to flip. In your district, which is down near Hampton Roads, the 92nd district, what did you feel like were some of the lead issues that you were able to pull this across the finish line with?
Well, really, it's that the economic policies of the Democratic Party really upsets voters. The gas price, all of these environmental policies that are not actually helping the environment, and are destroying our oil industry, which we all have gas cars. Most of us cannot afford a Tesla, So they're reinforcing and doubling down on these issues, where they even get up in the General Assembly and say, just go buy a Tesla. Like they're like $5, go buy a Tesla. And it's really ridiculous. They're so disconnected from the average everyday person who has to spend $50, $60, $70, $100 in gas to fill their car up, and they can't afford to buy bread. They can't afford to buy anything but canned vegetables. And while they're sitting right in their Teslas and taking money from lobbyists to get even better energy policy. So it's really, that disconnect just drove the voters away from them and to our side, and actually considering our conservative values, which work to help families grow and save and prosper.
Well, what did you see I know that a lot of the interest on parental rights and things like that in the schools with all the crazy woke stuff that's going on in schools. Did you see a lot of pushback in the voters with that?
Absolutely. When you tell parents that how they want their kids raised doesn't matter, and that the teachers and the states and the schools know better about your kid than you do, that upsets any parent. And I'm not a parent myself, but just hearing that, I was shocked. I actually watched the debate live where he doubled down on that statement, and even the reporter said, you didn't mean that. You didn't mean that. But he's like, no, I saw exactly what I meant. And it was just like, everyone there was dumbfounded. Like, did he not hear what he just said? But apparently they're so in their bubble that they really think that was a good talking point, that's really what the people want. They don't want their child raised the way they want. They want you to raise their child for them. And that is ridiculous, and the voters spoke, and they're going to continue to speak, which is why we're about to get a couple of more U.S. House seats until they learn their lesson. So.
Well, great. It is good to have you here. Good luck. You got another race coming up in 23.
Yes.
So it's time to get back to work, and thank you for all that you've done, what you're going to do, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.